This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and this is the HTC Hero for Sprint. If you followed overseas phones, you heard about the Hero that was available in Europe, and this guy is our American counterpart. It's not nearly as angular. The European Hero is very angular. It looked like the HTC Touch Diamond 2. As you can see, this is curvy, and it looks a lot like the MyTouch 3G on T-Mobile, which is also an HTC-made Android device. It has a grippy back finish. It's not exactly soft touch, but it helps it stay in hand. And not too many buttons. But one thing that is important to many folks is 3.5mm stereo headphone jack here. That means you don't have to use HTC's proprietary USB connector for headphones. Got the usual HTC trackball here, which we love. Home and menu buttons, standard for Android, a back button, search button, power, call in, and call send buttons. This is customized with HTC's Sense user interface. So that means that you'll see a desktop that looks a lot like Android, but with some enhancements. You'll see here the time and the weather, and this is very similar to what you'll see on the TouchFlow 3D Enhanced Windows mobile phones from HTC. And instead of just pressing the menu button to bring up menu items and a launcher drawer, you'll see there's a shortcut to the phone right here. And you bring up your programs like that. The capacitive screen is very responsive. And it doesn't have dead zones near the edge like the MyTouch 3G, which is great. And the phone is quite fast. The Hero overseas at first was kind of sluggish. All of HTC's user interface customizations really use a lot of memory, but this is an improved version. So HTC has added multiple desktops. As you can see here, Android usually just has 3. A center one and 2 side ones, one on each side that you can add stuff to. And we've got widgets here for music player, a bookmarks tab. You can add your own over here. So you've got a total of 5 screens to work with. Since Android has widgets, it's kind of handy. You can put them all up here. Like here's Sprint's NFL Mobile. Try to tap to refresh that. We've got a Sprint TV widget here too. Calendar, and you can customize these and add and remove widgets as you see fit. So that's HTC Sense UI in a nutshell. Other interesting things about this phone is it doesn't just sync to Google, Gmail, contacts, and calendar. You can also sync to Exchange for email, contacts, and calendar, and even over the cable to Outlook on the desktop, but just for calendar and contacts, not for email. Let's take a look at Sprint TV really quick. Multimedia on Android phones so far hasn't been that exciting because we haven't seen carrier customizations to take advantage of the possible power of Android and video playback. Just pick something. As you can see, it runs in landscape mode. The phone does have an accelerometer. It also has a digital compass. So we're streaming over Sprint's EVDO Rev A connection here. The phone does have Wi-Fi also.
As we're speaking, we're about 2 weeks from finishing shooting her episode, but the writers have plotted out that episode. Tom Sharpling has written his drafts of that episode.
For Sprint TV, this looks very good. It's filling the screen. We're not seeing as much of the blockiness and the dropout and buffering that we often see on Sprint TV. It's pretty nice. Like all Android phones so far, this features Google's really good full HTML web browser. It supports the accelerometer, as you can see. Very easy to scroll around, very fast. And it even shows things like ads. You can zoom with 2 fingers. You can pinch zoom just like the iPhone. It's the first time we've seen that enabled on an Android phone, possibly due to legal issues with Apple. And lastly, let's take a look at Sprint navigation, which is powered by Telenav. If you go with one of Sprint's everything plans, the navigation and data are included with your monthly minutes. So you'll be able to take advantage of all these kind of cool services that are available here. So maps download very quickly over EVDO. Obviously you can drag around, no problem. And the map fills in with reasonable speed. Being a Google OS, we also have Google Maps on board, along with all the other Google services, including Gmail and Google Talk, and sync with Google services. So that's the HTC Hero for Sprint. Visit Mobile Tech Review to read the full review.